Hi everyone, it's a bit cold in Norway, but I have some tea and I'm ready to do the first ever chess.com Arena Kings tournament. This is a special tournament in which, basically everybody who participates are strongly encouraged to stream. So I'm going to be streaming the tournament. And probably some of my opponents will as well. This is the first edition, and it was only announced yesterday. So there may be some first-time hiccups. But I really think that this is going to be a big tradition in the coming weeks. And if you've looked at my my stream schedule, I'm planning to play a lot of these Arena King tournaments. They are weekly, so there will be one Arena Kings tournament every Wednesday. I'm getting a message that my connection to chess.com has been disconnected, which is not a good sign. Also, I should go on Twitter and tell people that I am alive. I'm alive, participating in the first Arena Kings, and you can actually join the tournament too. So it's open to everybody. As long as you have a chess.com account, you can participate in the tournament. So probably it's going to have a lot of participants. I think that's a good tweet. Maybe we should check whether we have some guys in the chat. We do have some guys in the chat. Hi everyone from Styly, Normal Peoples, and Numeroids. So the stream is up and going. People are chatting. People presumably haven't said anything, so they can hear me all right. The tournament will be starting at 9 p.m. Oslo time. That's in 25 minutes. Hi also to Failability and ESOT. I'm gonna do a couple of training games. If once I feel like I sort of explained the concept. So this tournament is very special because one of the things is that there's not a set amount of rounds. You actually benefit from killing your opponents really, really fast. So the more games you manage to play, the bigger chance you have of a good score. Other things to keep in mind, you get bonus scores for winning streaks. So whenever you win 3 or more games in a row, you get extra points on the tournament standings. And this creates a very interesting dynamic because I have to think about prioritize kind of winning the game versus just playing really fast and making sure that I can play more games than my closest competitors. And that's going to be a really tricky thing to manage. I basically, I think the first half hour, I'm gonna, after half an hour, I'll look at the standings and I'll kind of try to determine whether what I'm doing at the moment is good enough, or maybe if I have to change strategy. Styly comments that this arena thing sounds familiar, and of course it is. It's basically ripped off of Lichess. And that's the thing. Lichess was very innovative with this the concept that you don't have a set amount of rounds. And at first time I heard about it, I thought, this is insane. You cannot possibly do this. But somehow it works, and now it's being adopted by chess.com. And I think it's brilliant. I think it's very innovative. And I think that if you have a good idea, others are bound to copy you. And that's basically what happened. Lichess had a good idea, and then they're being copied for being such clever people. Thank you, Chessba. No, I mispronounced that last time. You got to tell me how you want me to pronounce it, because I remember you got upset when I said Chessba. Chessba. I don't know how else to. Chessbay. Chessbay. Thank you for your subscription. I really appreciate it. I will definitely say Chessbay from now on. Maybe it's just the Norwegian way of pronouncing it that messed me up. Because there's actually a Norwegian chess player named Ba. B. Well, it's spelled the same way. B-A-E. So I'm getting messed up with that. Vinvin is asking what's Arena King? And that is a tournament on chess.com. We're going to be starting at 9 p.m. That's 20 minutes from now. It's a unique tournament in terms of it encourages streamers. Only people who stream the tournament can win prizes. But on the other hand, the prizes are pretty good. So it encourages people to stream. It's being held every single week, every Wednesday at noon Pacific or 9 p.m. Oslo time. It's being held. So I'm actually planning on the next 3, 4, 5, actually all Wednesdays in foreseeable future. I will be playing this Arena Kings tournament, and I'll try my luck. This is actually very useful news from Stiley. He says that it seems like chess.com has some problems and he cannot connect to the live server at the moment. And actually, I think that's I consider that good news, because I'm getting these messages on the bottom of my screen saying that my connection has been broken, and somehow it helps knowing that I'm not the only one having that issue. So yeah, chess.com being down kind of ruins my plan of having practice games. I'm looking at the participants list, or at least the list that existed before I got shut down. Maybe I can try to put that up on the screen. Yeah, wow. I'm impressing myself with technical know-how. I'm back on the server. So far, my biggest competitor is going to be this Brazilian grandmaster, Krikor. His username Trade09. He's going to be a very strong competitor. But also, what's fascinating about these arena tournaments is that people who are not among the 11 top seeds are still going to have decent chances of winning the whole thing. I've played a couple of arena tournaments previously at chess.com, and there have been like 1,200 players fighting among the top 5 in the standings. Simply because they were winning games, and they were winning games more quickly than the good players. So that's that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure that Krikor or I will even win this thing. we might see an upset from someone way down the participants list. And I want to make I want to repeat that everybody watching can actually participate in this tournament. This tournament is open for everybody, but you can only win a prize if you're streaming at the same time. But everybody can participate. So if you wanna, try and see if you get a game against me, this is a good occasion. Fox is commenting in the chat that did anyone ever tell you that you sound like Magnus? No, nobody has ever told me that. I guess it's somehow. I guess it's a language thing, no? It's a language thing. I think we probably have similar accents, because in Norwegian we speak nothing alike. Yeah, I'm getting support for the accent theory. And I think basically BGH is suggesting that it may be brushing everybody under one stroke, saying stuff like that. Basically every Norwegian sounds the same. In Fox's defense, I have once or twice or three times actually been asked, are you Magnus Carlsen's brother? So I probably our voices in English are more similar than our appearance ever has been. So that's something. Holabalas asks, when are you beating Magnus next? And that kind of indicates that I have beaten him before, if you ask about next. And so I'm very happy to say that the last time I played Magnus, I won. And if there's any place to call it quits, I think when you've beaten the world champion in your last game, it could be a good idea. But in reality, it's about you're not going to have as many chances to play the world champion in tournaments. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever play Magnus in a tournament again. Jess Bay asks, I once saw a picture of tacos in Norway with carrots. Please tell me that not all tacos in Norway have carrots. I actually had that on my Instagram account. Tacos with carrots, and it's very good. It's very good. Carrots are top 3 of my favorite vegetables. But it's really funny that you mention it, Chess Bay, because I actually had carrot tacos for dinner today. So I'm hoping that's a success recipe. We have a new top seed in the tournament, and it's a Norwegian. It's a Norwegian with a massive rating. I mean, wow. Johan Sebastian Christiansen, the Blitz phenom from Norway, is boasting a 2750 chess.com rating. Wow. He's not actually that good. 2750? That's insane. I assume he's listening. Otherwise, I wouldn't say that. You can have carrots in tacos. I don't think that's a problem. My connection is still broken up, so we might have some technical issues. I was planning to use this half an hour just to play some practice games. But I guess my practice for the tournament is going to be creating a tournament strategy. And in that I may Broccoli. Yeah, I know. Berry Trip is joining the vegetable discussion, and broccoli is my top vegetable. It goes something like broccoli, carrots, onions. I mean, that is just good stuff. Johann Sebastian is even joining the Twitch chat to strike back against my he's slightly overrated comments. And he's saying that, well, he's saying in Norwegian that you should mention our individual blitz score. I may have lost a couple of games against him. Of course, I was winning every single time, but I may have lost some games. Okay, now they're mixing vegetables with ice cream. So I think the kind of the vegetable discussion strayed once you mix ice cream into it. And Johann Sebastian is not happy with me saying that he only won a couple. Okay, so for the sixth time in 20 minutes, I have been reconnected to the server. I'm slightly nervous about how this is going to work with the tournament starting in 12 minutes. But I think people are working on it. People who knows computers. And I don't know computers, so I'm gonna, I guess, keep looking at this vegetable discussion. English breakfast tea in the evening. Wow. I am a madman, says Ship It Holla. Holla. Some of these names are pretty difficult for me. I want to shorten them, but I want to kind of... Can I shorten it to it instead of Ship It Holla Ballers? Yeah, no, the discussion on the chat really strayed. Really strayed. Now we're discussing eggs for dinner. But on the other hand, I had my carrot tacos for dinner, so I can't really argue against strange dinner times. Now I haven't been disconnected in like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna remove this one. Let's see, this one or this one. This is the one. No, this one. I'll remove this one and I'll do a 3-minute game to get started. Staley has a very good question. When will we see you on TV again? And that is an important question because the answer is this Saturday. It's 3 more days and I'll be back on TV2. We are broadcasting Magnus's Tata Steel tournament. 13 days of chess. So that's for the Norwegian audience. There's going to be more chess on TV. So my warm-up game is against some really strong Indian. So that's not optimal in terms of you normally want to win your warm-up games. But I'm going to play some really strange Sicilian. I'm going to go queen here, and then I'm going to go bishop here, exchange off this one, and try to say I have... I don't know, more pieces in the center. But once again, I'm getting some disconnection warnings and it's flashing and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Yeah, the Norwegian TV chess is probably not available to foreigners. Um, I'm not sure you'd understand too much of Norwegian anyhow. But the whole concept of that, well, the fact that we have chess on TV is just unbelievable. So in a way, it's just cool, I think, for foreigners to watch, just to see that it's real, just to see that it's not some kind of fairy tale Norwegian chess players are spinning uh, to make foreigners jealous. Uh, Kabul is asking who else will be commentating with you, and I will be joined by host Finn Gnat and partner Hans Olav Lahlum. So we have the big guns to do the Tata Steel commentary. Knight is speaking it, that is correct, distant fire. But often I just call it a hest, which is literally a horse. So I'm during the broadcasts, I'm allowing myself to kind of call the pieces whatever I feel like, not just what they're actually named. Cabo King says that Lalum is nice and Gnut is Fnut. I really like Finn. I think he's very good at what he does. Yeah, It's not really clear whether it's me or my opponent that's been disconnected, but something is way off. And this game is not really serving its purpose as a practice game. But what I'm more concerned about is that the whole tournament may be in danger if chess.com has chosen a pretty unfortunate time to have server connectivity issues. And actually, I think they are just unrelated to the tournament. Okay, so apparently I won the game, which is massively unfair, seeing as how we just played some random moves in the opening. And seeing as how we both were disconnected from the server. But I'll take it. I guess whatever. Winning is the most important when you're trying to be a chess professional. So, yeah. I beat the Indian lad. Somehow. The tournament is going to start in 5 minutes. I should check the chats. Whether there's some problems. No, I think I'm doing it right. I'll ask if there's going to be a delay. Easy rating points, says Stiley. Yeah, that actually is some of the easiest rating points I've ever gotten. But it's ill-gotten gains. I didn't deserve those. Mao is asking, are you even in the tournament yet? Are you having issues joining? And no, I do not. I joined more than 20 minutes ago. And as far as I can tell, my participation I'm going to be in it when it starts. and so I think I'm good. I see some other streamers on the list as well. Kikko, the grandmaster from Brazil, is going to be one of the main competitors. There's also Bigfoot, the well-known streamer. He's in, and there's some other guys as well. Helm's Knight is streaming and singing. That's one way of warming up. I thought that I would stay on task doing some chess before warming up. But that hasn't really worked out for me. And we have a chess bra in the house. Eric Hansen is on the participants list. Now this is getting tricky. 2 seconds ago there were only 2 titled players in this, and now we got Eric Hansen. We got some American National Masters. This is heating up as the technical issues seem to be over just in time for the tournament to begin, and all the big guns are joining now. I'll try to do another screen capture of the participants list. So this is the participant list at the moment. I'm 3rd seed, but I'm not sure that has any significance, because you just have to make sure to keep a winning streak and quick games. You need to play fast, because the faster you play, the more games you have time to play within the 2 hours the tournament is going to last. So being a good player is not necessarily good enough. And also keeping winning streaks with Eric Hansen in the tournament, that's going to be very tricky as well. You're reading my mind. I was trying to figure out how you add a moderator. So there's 1 more minute until the tournament starts. This is the participants list, and it's getting better by the minute. It's getting better by the minute. So now Chess Bay is doing a good job of linking to the news item from chess.com, explaining the concept and prices and so on for the tournament. So all information I know about this tournament you can find there. And we're starting. And I got a really good opponent in the first round from Bulgaria, and he's playing the e4. I'll do a Caro-Kann. I haven't really decided on a strategy. I guess I'm just going to play fast. I think that's going to be my strategy. I'm going to play fast. And then we see what happens. So he hasn't really challenged me. He went back with his knight. So I got good development, free development, no problems whatsoever. But then winning the game demands something more than having no problems. Knight g5. Probably knight e4 now. With that one, I'll move the bishop back. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to remove the window. I'm getting very easy play on the D file and everywhere basically. But black is very solid, but so is white. So it's going to be very difficult to break down the white position. I'm just going to push this pawn to kind of, in a lack of having something else to do. It's always a good idea to, well, always is an exaggeration, but it's often a good idea to grab some space on the side and then kind of just hope that in an endgame it's going to work out in your advantage. Yeah, I have some blindfold streams. You can find them on my YouTube channel, and some of them are really cool. I just blundered a pawn. No. Yeah, I kind of need to go faster. Judging from the opening, I think I should have been much better. But right now, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think that's a good sign because white kind of has some aggressively placed pieces. And I'm not sure I should have been allowing that previously. Yeah. This isn't really... This wasn't really my strategy of playing quick games. Okay, so I'm going into an end game in which I think I am better. But maybe I'm not even better. Oh, come on. This is just depressing. I should have been much better from this opening. And yeah, okay. So I ended up in an endgame with a pawn down. I'm not quite sure how that happened. But I'm going to hold this endgame with a pawn down. It might be tricky, actually. It's not a given that I can hold this without any trouble. But we'll give it a shot. Going after this pawn. Now going after these two pawns. This means I'm already playing for a win. This I can win, actually. This could be dangerous for white. The A pawn is gonna it's gonna feel good, but it's not actually gonna do anything. And this D pawn is still weak. So that was probably a good decision, trying to exchange off the D pawn. I'm going to be slightly tricky. Yeah, that was a mistake as well. Rook D6 was a mistake. Now the D pawn is dropping off. So now I started out with a pawn endgame. No, a rook endgame with a pawn down. Now I have a good rook ending with a pawn up. So anything can happen in blitz. Anything can happen. Now probably I should go with my king on a little adventure. Ah, it's 3-0. I don't get any extra time. But neither does he, which is good. Okay, so that was the first game. I got a win. Hard-fought game, but I'm getting another very good opponent. And if this is how it's going to be, I think some of the lower rated players are going to win this tournament so easily. Because somehow, when you're lower rated, your games are probably going to be over more quickly. I think that's the best way I can put it. And as such, you have an inherent advantage. But I mean, what is this guy doing? Going back and forth? Is it mouse slipping or what? Or are you just trying to provoke me? I'm provoked. Definitely, I'm provoked. Okay, now I have a massive attack coming up. Okay, f6. That's killing his own bishop and not giving any squares for this knight. I have a very good position. I should have gone knight h5. This bishop is not so good, but it's still a bishop. So getting a chance to exchange it off, I'm probably gonna go for that. He's confusing me. Yeah, g5 I don't think was very good. But on the other hand, I don't think going back and forth earlier was very good either. So his whole concept was very strange. Okay, I'm just gonna sack a piece and kind of hope for the best. The guy hasn't been playing very well, and this tournament format kind of encourages you to kill off your opponents early, as soon as possible. So I'm taking a gamble and sacrificing this piece without really kind of necessarily believing in it. I'm not sure it was a good sacrifice, but I'm just going to go for it and hope for the best. That's good for the crowd as well, right? He has knight d5. I didn't see that. I have so many pawns, I'm probably still doing very good. But it's not like I'm winning instantly. And now I'm thinking, which is not a good sign. Okay, I'm going to do this. But on the other hand, since the streaks are so valuable, probably often you want to make sure that you win every game rather than do some crazy sacrifice. So now I'm getting the piece back, and I have 4 pawns up, which should be enough to win this game. But he's not resigning. No. No resigning against Norwegian Grandmaster. Okay. How about now? No? Yeah. Okay, so now I have 5 points. So for this win, I got 3 points. Whereas for the previous win, I got 2 points. And if I win another game now, I will get 4 points for that win. Okay, so this is a 2200 player. He's a bit weaker than the other guys. So I should try to play more quickly and kind of get him over with faster than the guys I've played so far. But he's playing a solid opening. I mean, the last guy was just playing a terrible opening. Whereas this guy is more kind of doing what you're supposed to. Playing solid, getting your light squared bishop out. And now he's thinking. I think in this format, we're very anti-thinking. We want our opponents to play quickly and poorly. And that's how we're going to win tons of games throughout the tournament. He's playing pretty well. He's creating some issues, definitely. Now take on d4. No, I think that was good. I think you should delay this capture. Okay, I'm gonna do something strange. I'm not too happy with that queen move. Feels wrong, and yet I still did it. Okay, I'm gonna go with my knight. Put pressure on this pawn. And then this queen placement is absolutely terrible. But I think I was kind of short of other good options. Now he can go knight g5. No. Okay, so he's getting his knight to e6, but I'm just grabbing his pawn. And now he has some problems with knight f6. Gives up queen. Maybe it's stronger just to wait a move. I think this was very clever. Yeah, because now I get the queen for a knight, whereas in the other case I would have gotten the queen for... I would have given up my rook as well. So let's see, I had 5 points, now I have 9 points. So I got 4 points for that win. So I'm getting more points every time I have a streak win. But I think 4 is the maximum you can get. So from now on, I'm going to get 4 points for every win until I mess up and don't win a game. This knight feels off somehow, but I'm not sure I can exploit it at the moment. So I'm just going to go to e6. And then maybe I'll do something with this one. Okay, he's basically trapping his own queen. I mean, this is very risky. And then going with the bishop. Very risky play. Now, maybe I should have gone knight h5 instead. Because now he has h4. That's kind of annoying. Actually, it's very annoying. It's very annoying. I did something wrong there, I think. I misplayed that terribly, I think. Okay, now he should go f3, and then I take on g5. He goes queen h5. I should take on e3, but then he has knight g3. And suddenly he's attacking me. No, knight g3 I can take. Okay, he goes there immediately. Probably queen h3 he's intending. But now I'm guarding everything. Now I'm guarding everything. And then queen g6 is going to push the queen back. Now I'm opening the attack here. Now there's a check on f2, check on h3, checkmate. So he has to go rook here. I can exchange queens if I want. I think I do want that. Attacking the rook, attacking the bishop. Rook f6 he needs to go. Then I'm attacking the rook. Yeah. There's a discussion how old you got to start playing chess to become a grandmaster. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if there's a set age. But I think if you start playing tournaments at like 15, that's going to make it massively difficult. Because then you've lost out on some of the... This is a good game. Taking the chance, going for it. Getting the bishop. And what I would really like now is an early resignation. If he resigns early now, I'm going to take a look at the standings, because then I think I might be way up there. I might be way up there. Come on, don't wait for 2 minutes. I'll take every single piece you offer. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so the standings is Hammer is in the lead. I repeat, Hammer is in the lead, 17 points. I'm in the lead with a 1400 player. So there's a 1400 player who won the same amount of games in the same amount of time. I'm being chased by kickoff, the Brazilian grandmaster. But I did not see Eric Hansen on the standings there, so that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna play an endgame, which I think tournament strategy dictates that I shouldn't be doing, but I'm gonna give it a shot. You're supposed to take on f3 when I go bishop here. I think now I can take this bishop. I think so. It's a bit... If I get mated now, it's a bit depressing. But I think this is supposed to be the moment where I just take this piece and I stop any threats on the h file and I win the game. Queen h6, I go knight h3, and there's even a pin. I don't know if that matters, the pin, but... And knight e2 would be checkmate if not for the queen on g4. But there is a queen on g4, so it's not checkmate. Come on. Resign! You're a piece down. This is going very well. Much better than what I was thinking. Much better. Okay, he's playing on. So if I now play knight here, I get checkmated on e2. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this one to avoid all of these scary checkmate lines. And then I'm just going to move my pieces forward. And if he goes queen h6, I'll block with knight h3. If he takes here, probably I can... Well, I'm a piece up, so I can do basically whatever I want. Okay, so he's taking the long way round. I'll do this just to kind of feel safe. Yeah. Dear Swedish sir, I would be very happy if you tendered your resignation. Oh, come on. You're a piece down, man. I need these wins. I need to keep the pace of the strong Canadian and others. Okay. I think you're confusing yourself as much as anybody. Okay. That is a 4-game winning streak, but now it's real. I'm playing a very strong grandmaster from Spain. This is going to be a big test. If I manage to win this one, I will keep my streak, which gives me many points. And I'll also, you know, beat a pretty strong player. So there's that. And I'm playing theoretical lines I don't really know, which is usually a bad idea. There's something about a knight going to... Yeah, it's this line, I think. Okay, this move I never saw before. Okay, let's try this. To be honest, I cannot tell whether this is going well or not. Probably I'll have to give up my bishop, which is not a good sign. It's not a good sign, but on the other hand, I have some pressure down the A file, down the C file. No, probably he's very happy. I think he's very happy with the opening. But then starts the middle game. So we're not done fighting just yet. I'll go here, restricting his bishop a little bit. Let's go here. I'll do this as well. Now I think I might be better. His bishop looks good, but it's not really doing much. Knight h6 wins an exchange, no? That was my intention, and I'm gonna follow up on it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm really low on time. I'm really low on time. That's not good. And I blundered something. This is not good. Probably he blundered something here. I'm attacking two pieces at once. He's going to take on g2. I'm going to go here. He's going to take my pawn, and I'm going to take that one. Things are looking up. He'll check there, maybe. I'm really low on time. That's not good. I'm getting disconnected. Oh, that's why I'm so low on time. I'm having connectivity issues. No. No, I blundered my rook. Oh, come on. There's no increment, and I got really freaked out when I realized that connectivity was costing me time. Yeah. I never would have lost that game if I hadn't had connection issues, because I got distracted by that. That's not good. And the streak is gone, and I assume that my lead in the tournament is gone. Suddenly everything went from being very rosy to being just miserable. Chess has that effect on you. So I assume that's why I was so low on time all the way, right? Because I don't think I played that slow. And then I miss out. I played a good game. I was a rook up. I was winning. No. Chess is full of disappointments. It's a harsh, harsh life. You're still number one, says Chigas. That's very nice of you to say. That really cheers me up after such a depressing defeat. Yeah, I'm still... Oh, you actually meant you're still number one as in I'm still number one in the tournament. So you weren't so much cheering me up as stating facts. No, I'm number two in the tournaments, but I'm still doing pretty well. It would have been more kind of encouraging if you meant it as a kind of, you're still number one in my book. But no, you're just factually based. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I should maneuver my knight. I think I'm going to move it to c5. And to do so, I'm going to go either here or here. I'm going to go here so that he thinks I'm going to f6. I'm not going there. It's a ploy. Okay, that's a weird move. Okay, I'll take d4 instead. Thank you very much. I'd much rather go there. Much rather go there. So thank you for your generosity in handing me this d4 square. But on the other hand, he has some kind of outside pawn I should be careful of. But I think I'll allow him to go there, and then I go here, and now he cannot protect both this and this, so he needs to exchange. And when he exchanges, I take with the queen, and there's a threat of a fork, knight c2. Yeah, I'm better, but I'm not winning. But I'm way up on time. 1 minute up on time. I should pre-move. Okay, that's his idea. But it's not gonna work. No, it's not gonna work. I'll just move the queen. And then I'm eyeing some tactics here as well. Now maybe even rook b8 on the next move. And now with b5, I can take on b5 and threaten the rook. Everything is working for black in this position. And my opponent realizes that because he's spending all his time. Let's do another sacrifice. Yeah, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for sacrifice. Once again, probably not a good sacrifice, but it's fun. And my opponent is so low on time that presumably whatever I did, I would win this game. Okay, it was a really poor sacrifice, actually. Really poor. But I'm gonna flag him. That was my plan B. If the sacrifice doesn't work, flag him. Really poor sacrifice. Wow. Okay, let's go defense. Defense. Is he threatening anything? I don't think so. Let's do this just in case he is. Yeah, okay, that was a poor sacrifice, but I won the game, so that's important too. But now, since this was the first on my new streak, I only got 2 points for this. I just played against this line. I think... What am I supposed to do? I think this move. Normally you get away with freestyling openings. Ooh, knight a6, knight a4 I mean. It's also a good idea. I was planning knight c4, but now I realize that knight a4 is a good kind of side threat. Okay, that was a really poor move by me. It was a really poor move. Okay. Once again, I don't think this works. Well, actually, this one might work. This one might work. But I just want everyone to know that I wouldn't be sacrificing this much if it wasn't for the fact that I'm on camera. Because I want you to remember this moment when tomorrow or tonight I'm going to be tweeting about who had the best stream. And then I want you to remember that on every occasion I had the opportunity, I was sacrificing pieces left, right, and center. And I was doing it time after time after time. Even when it wasn't good, I was sacrificing pieces, creating attacks. But this time it actually was good. It was brilliantly calculated. And I have emerged with an extra pawn. You'd think I'd get more than a pawn for such fantastic calculation. But that's how chess works. Sometimes all you get is a pawn. But on the other hand, a pawn is good enough to win a game of chess. Okay, that was a good move by him. I need to somehow start attacking him. Okay, I'll just take this endgame, I guess. I'm a pawn up, so should be much better for me. I'm gonna try to get my king here. I think I misplayed this pretty bad. I think I may have. Yeah. Okay, that I don't think was too good. Now I get the opportunity to... but he's planning on taking at some point. Yeah, okay, I'll go here instead. I'm not in a rush to play c5. I would like to, but I can do it later. Now I have this one coming. And the bishop is doing a good job. Okay, that was a blunder. He could have checked me and gone back. And then I would have had some issues, actually. But now I think I have it under control. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back on the streak. Back on the streak. The only Grandmaster I played, I lost. So I'm reasonably happy just avoiding playing Grandmasters. In my defense, I played a very good game. I mean, I was playing a good game, and then I made some mistakes and lost, but that happens. Okay. He is very knowledgeable about theory in this line. Which I should be too, but I don't remember stuff. I forget stuff. I'm gonna take this one and see what happens. There's some potential trouble in this diagonal. And he's gonna really illustrate that with his move. Wow, I did not see that. Wow, that's a killer move. Okay, so I'm in trouble against this 2200 from Canada. Apparently Canada has some pretty toxic blitz players, because that was some freaky stuff and I fell right into his trap. But I'm gonna keep fighting. This is not a good position. I think I'm probably much worse. Yeah, I'm much worse. But I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna sacrifice this pawn actually. This is good fighting. Sacrifice the pawn to get the king into a good position. Yeah, I like that. I think that was creatively played. Okay, some concerns about a4, a5. So probably I'll need to go here. And then try to make a draw with the pawn down. But I can do that. Last pawn down endgame I had, I won. I went from pawn down to pawn up. So being a pawn down doesn't mean you cannot win. But it does decrease your chances. I'll admit to that. Probably he needs to go rook c1 now. Check here. Check. Okay, I got the f pawn. So it's starting to be quite similar to the last pawn, rook and pawn endgame I had. And that was a pretty big success for me with something similar. I don't see myself winning this, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah, he's trying to kind of just stay put. But I'm making some progress. Now I'm making even more progress. Now this is starting to get scary for him, because now I'm going to g3. Now now I'm winning actually. I'm winning. I'm winning. Yet another pawn endgame. Yet another win. This is the endgame maestro, showing that rook endgames with pawn down is nothing to be afraid of. You just make sure that you outplay them in the endgame. Hammer magic, says Gordon. I agree. And now I'm playing a 2000 player who only has 2 points already. This is a good opportunity for me to get a quick win. So I'm gonna go for my specialty line against the f3 Nimso, which has served me pretty well, and it's pretty cheeky stuff. So it's very easy for your opponent to make a mistake. And this may be one of those moments. Queen c2. Bishop takes. That looks good to me. I'm going to give up my bishop. I'm going to take this central pawn. And if he takes here, queen e7 looks tempting. He has queen d4. Queen d4. Maybe I made a mistake. Yeah, I may have made a mistake. Okay, I'll castle and I'll take this one and then go f6. Yeah. Okay, so this just became very complicated. So my hope of having a quick and painless win evaporated. But a win is still within. Rook here looks good. Maybe there's still a chance of a quick win. Rook here. Takes. Queen d4. Queen d4. I have knight c6. Probably knight c6 he didn't see. Knight c6. Oh, this is very clever. Very clever. I'm being such a genius right now. And now there's the double attack and he cannot put the knight in between. So I get the knight. And now the big question is whether or not he can queen his pawn. But I'm going to say the answer to that is no. No, he cannot queen that pawn. Because now I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'll do this trade. And then I'm just going to go back. Stop the last rank checkmates. Bring the king in. Go a5 to open up on the queen side. And then we're going to have ourselves a victory party. Yeah. Okay, a little trap. Okay, he saw that. "70 minutes left," says Chess Bay. And how am I doing in the tournament? Okay, either he's a genius or I missed something. I think... maybe there's a third option. Yeah. Okay, another game. This time against Catalin from Romania. And he's a pretty decent player, so this is going to be a tough game. FIDE Master. I'm going to play quick. I'm going to play my pet system. The Bishop b5 Sicilian. The Sicilian where you get to castle without too much bad stuff happening. Okay, so this queen bishop c4 I seem to remember being interesting for some reason. I don't remember why, but I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to say that the most important thing here is going to be playing pretty quickly. I'll play d5. I think opening the position here would be in my favor. And I'm going to retreat the bishop under attack And then basically whatever he does now, I'm going to go f4. Including taking my pawn, I think. Yeah. And now the big question, do I want to take back his pawn? I can go e5. I'm not sure that does anything. I'll take it back. f5. Maybe his knight gets in trouble on h4. I'm gonna try f5. It feels like it disrupts him somehow. Because otherwise his knight would be very well placed, guarding his king and kind of being close to my king. So I'm gonna make him decide where to go. Bishop g5 is interesting. Pawn sacrifice. It's very interesting. I think I might go for it. Yeah, I think so. Maybe it was better to wait a move, but okay, so probably he will try to castle queenside, but then his king is still gonna have some issues to deal with. Specifically my bishop going on the same diagonal as his queen. Yeah, I like this. I think I've played a very good game so far. I want to get my knight to c4. Johann Sebastian is in the chat pointing out that I could have won. I could have won a piece by force. Yeah, it happens. So I at some point I had queen a4 check, and then I could have taken the knight on h4. That's pretty tricky stuff. So it makes perfect sense that Johann Sebastian would see that with no problem whatsoever. Okay, so I missed queen a4 check, but I'm still winning the piece, I think. I think this knight and this queen. Queen b5. Maybe I'm not winning a piece. You really shouldn't point out that I had a way to win a piece. I think it's very discouraging. It's very difficult to kind of adjust when you realize that if I end up losing the game, I know that I had this opportunity to get a winning, to win a piece. That's so heartbreaking. Later on. Now he's trying to play quickly because he's really low on time. And I'm gonna be cynical. I'm just gonna flag him. I don't see any reason for him to kind of survive this for no good reason. I'm not gonna bother playing good moves. I'm just gonna make sure I win the game. Okay, so queen a4. That I had my chance of getting a quick win against a very strong player, and instead I ended up flagging him, having misplayed a very good position. That happens. that happens. I'm gonna take a look at the standings. Okay, there's an 1100 player leading the tournament. Wow, 1100 player killing everybody, leading the tournament. And the guy I blundered my rook against, Jamie Santos, is in second place. And that is depressing. I played a good game, I was winning, and now he's the guy leading the pack. That is annoying, actually. Bishop d3. I've never seen bishop d3 there before. Jamie Santos in second place. He's in the lead among the titled players. And I had a rook up against him. Wow. Yeah, no, this h4 move I was actually afraid of. I was hoping he wouldn't do that. I think this is potentially dangerous for me. Okay, I'm gonna go g6. But it's kind of inviting h5. But then I go knight c6. I'm threatening on d4. And I'm kind of telling him that, yeah, you got some attack going on. But I'll try to counter quickly. Okay, what's going on? I don't fully understand what's going on here. And I'm pretty scared. I think there's a good chance I could get checkmated. Okay, he needs to go knight takes g6. And I'll have to take that back. But then if queen g4, I can take his bishop. Yeah. I'm being warned against Agent JL. I'm assuming that's my opponent right now. People are saying he's very fast. But he doesn't look that fast at the moment. He's down to 1 minute on the clock. He has some dangerous attack looming. But that's not going to be the attacking move I feared the most. Not even close. So we're going to go into an endgame instead. Are we? Yeah, we are. So my rook is awkwardly placed on b7. So that's the bad news. The good news is that his pieces aren't too... Maybe rook d8 now. If he takes on e7, I trap his rook. But then he has a check. And then knight b5. I may have kind of gotten myself into some perpetual kind of thing. Knight e4. That's not good news. Actually, that's very bad news. Okay, I'm gonna try to trick him. Oh, this is very bad news. Very bad news. Okay, I tricked him. Whew. I'm on a 6-game winning streak. That sounds pretty good. But now I'm facing Eric Hansen. Eric Hansen, the big guns. So this is probably a crucial game for the final standings. So actually here I would be just as happy ruining his streak as much as kind of keeping my own, I think. I actually played this line just a couple of days ago. I don't think that's the move you're supposed to play. Can I punish it? I really want to. I really want to. Okay, I pretended like I was gonna sacrifice an exchange, and I wasn't really gonna do that. I considered doing it, but I felt like I was bluffing, but he definitely was afraid. He did not want me to give that exchange. And now I'm gonna have to find a safe haven for my king, and I think I'm gonna choose f2. f2 is going to be my safe spot. And he's going to play c5. He's going to play c5. I think I misplayed this. I think probably my idea was good. But now there's some threats which are slightly unpleasant. Maybe I took on g6 too soon. I'm gonna try stopping this c5 thing. I was starting to feel a bit uncomfortable about him doing that. Now I really want to take here once again. It's pretty tempting. I'm gonna do it. Just remember that I did this when you vote for my stream tomorrow. Remember that Hammer went all out on every occasion. Such cheap tactics, right? If I take the bishop, then queen b4 check. If I take the rook, he takes my bishop. And he didn't see that at all. But he has king f7, the saving move. Any other move, he's lost. But King f7. I have no checks. I have no checks. Okay, that was frustrating. That was very frustrating. I shouldn't be losing those games with white. And I'm telling myself before the game that let's just play solid. And still I managed to lose so easily. Oh well. It's fun listening to both streams, people are saying in the chat. It's not fun being on the losing side of that. It's just depressing. Depressing, I tell you. Oh well. So far I played 2 Grandmasters and I lost both games. And this is why playing Blitz is just... I can't do it. Because I play so badly every single time. Kabul says, chess bra is just cheap tactics. Yeah, this one wasn't that cheap. It was actually pretty clever. But yeah. He's a good blitz player, but the thing is that good blitz players are often just, you know, exploiting those little mistakes you make. Okay, I'm massively misplaying this. I think I'm much worse. And this is kind of what happens, right? You lose a game in such poor fashion, and then you get in a poor mental state and you end up losing more games. And it's just, you know it's about to happen and still you cannot do anything about it. And it's just so devastating. Yeah, no, I'm just a lost. I don't know. Probably I'm not just a lost, but I'm in a defeatist mood, so everything just feels like it's going wrong, and I'm down on time, and so on and so forth. Okay, I need to get back into it. I think there's prizes for the top 3 title players, and currently I'm number 3, so that's something. But if I keep this trend going of playing bad moves, I will not get a prize. So I need to figure out how to save this pawn on e5. And I'm not sure. But on the other hand, my opponent has started thinking. And that means he's not sure how to kind of win either, which is good news for me, because it gives me, number one, the extra option of flagging him. And it also means that maybe I can save it. Maybe I somehow can start freaking him out with some tactics. And I think this might be one of those occasions. I have the most stunning move. I was going to play rook d8, but probably it doesn't matter. I'm reasonably close to queening, but he's grabbing my pawn. Take rook here. That may have been a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have let him take in that bishop. Because without the bishop, this pawn is pretty tricky to stop. Oh, come on. I miscounted it. Wow, I miscounted it. And then I went straight. Rook a8 was mating? I don't know, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That was just sad. I thought I was being clever with the knight and that my pawn would. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Wow. No, it's streaky, right? In the beginning I was winning all these games and being so happy. And then you get into a bad streak and you cannot get back from it. Ah, oh, it's so tricky. There's a 1100 game in first place, says Hallon soda, which actually means raspberry soda, raspberry juice maybe, in Swedish. How can that be? Asks Hallon soda, and I think that's it's basically because the algorithms are still a bit off in my opinion. So the algorithm has a pretty high emphasis on rating. And I think if you look at who this 1100 player has played against, it's going to be a lot of other 1100 players. But basically, okay, that was a good one. I got my quick win. It was a guy who was unhappy about losing a pawn in the opening and just resigned the game. Not playing on. He's playing a tactical game in which he knows that the chance of him saving this against me is probably pretty slim. So he's going for just resigning instead. That's very good news for me. I mean, if more people use that strategy against me, that would be very, very good. But on the other hand, if people use that strategy against my closest competitors, that would be not very good. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword. But right now I have a Caro-Kann and I'm putting my pieces in the middle like you're supposed to. And then my opponent is giving away a pawn for no good reason. And I'm not going to take that pawn for no good reason either. I think I could have taken it if I wanted to, but I chose not to. because now this might be actually even better. The bishop pair, the reinforced center. Okay, I didn't castle, but you cannot get everything. And also I'm threatening the pawn on c2. So this is another very good black opening for me. Let's go c5. Yeah, this is a good black opening. Castles. So his pieces are on the king side, but they're not really doing anything. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something on the queen side. I'm gonna do something here. And now I'm attacking here, and maybe in some lines I'm even hitting the bishop. And now I'm taking the rook. And now I'm just gonna exchange off pieces, making him resign as fast as possible. Yes! It's a good strategy. 2 in a row. Now we're back in business. And we're playing one of my subscribers. Shell Guevara. He's one of my subscribers. But it doesn't look like he's gonna go easy on me anyhow. He's playing really fast. In this line in which I am no expert. I'm gonna castle kingside. I know you're supposed to go queenside, but I'm just gonna play an endgame. Play an endgame and hope for the best. He's playing really fast. He's making me slightly nervous. Yeah, I went into his system. This is what I get, right? I went into his system and he's very comfortable in this. And now I'm kind of not sure what to do, and he's just playing all his standard moves. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Let's double rooks. That's usually a good idea. This line is somehow, often it's about just being calm, just letting yourself gradually improve the pieces, see what happens. Now, since I played h3, there's no more bishop takes h2 check. Yeah, so I got my knight to c5, but on the other hand, he's just going to play knight somewhere on the next move. Yeah, I'm not too happy about my position. I'm not too happy. Knight g6, that's almost aggressive. But now I'm taking the e file. And this knight on g6, I don't really see it having much of a future. So I like this development. And now queen e8 check. I mean, it's even difficult to stop. He has to play king f8 probably. No. Bishop. But now I get this pawn. I'll have to be slightly careful, but I think I should be just a pawn up. And it's a big pawn, because now both his remaining pawns are Isolanis. So they are going to be very difficult to defend. Yeah, okay, he's going to go knight d5, and then he's going to threaten this down here. Yeah, that was a mistake. Queen here. Now I'm in time with my knight to go back into defense. Probably I can go knight f5 as well, but let's just say that one pawn is enough. to win this game. Okay, I'll go into a queen ending. I'm not afraid. Okay, and ooh, yeah, he had queen b8 check. I missed that. But this is gonna suffice for me. I don't know why I did queen g3. That was strange. That was very strange. Okay, I get another win. How are the standings? I'm back in second place. Okay, that's good. I'm back in second place. It's fantastic. And this time I need to go faster. Much faster. It's been a while since I played this normal Spanish alliance, but this is how you play it. What do you do now? D5, right? Maybe I can just go here. And then here. This looks good, no? I mean, my opponent keeps playing on pretty quickly, but to me this feels like an exchange up. Yeah. He mixed the move orders somehow, I think. So that's another win. And I'm on a streak, so that's 4 more points. This is one of those extremely valuable quick wins. I had a disappointing 2 losses in a row, but now I'm back in it. Now it's happening. Now it's happening. So now I'm just gonna keep playing quickly. Because now I'm on fire. On fire. Ooh, that's a risky move. But my bishop is not very well placed. I don't know. It's a tough decision. There, I spent way too much time on that move. Couldn't really decide what to do. Yeah, he's got a good pawn center. I'm gonna try breaking it up. So now if he moves this pawn at any point, I'm gonna get this c5 square. That cannot be a good move. Ah, bishop g5. Okay, so it's interesting. I want to go g5, but I'm terrified that he's going to take it. So I'll get him to play knight d2, and then I'll go g5. It's hammer time, Isolda. It is. It is hammer time. Because I'm in the lead. except for the 1100 player who's absolutely crushing everybody. Wow, that is a good tournament. Stunning. Please note that you can only get a prize in this tournament if you stream. So I don't know if this professor, what's his face, the guy in the lead, but if he's not streaming, then he's actually not in contention for the main prizes. I need to speed up. And I'm being distracted by the chat. I wonder if Magnus is watching this at some point. Says, Hallon, soda. I can try to speak Swedish, but it just sounds incredibly stupid. 32 minutes left, says Chess Bay. And I'm actually not that big a fan of my position. I think something went wrong. I'm not really sure what, but I'm not a big fan. I'll try to go into an endgame. That has been the go-to, the way of success for me so far. After I can go knight b3. I can take and block. I'll take and block. Probably knight b3 was better, but then he gets some kind of counterplay. Okay, but now he doesn't get the open file for his rook, so then I'm happy to play knight here. That was a big mistake by me. Allowing f4, that was a big mistake. Big mistake. Oh, that was terrible. Now he can go d6 actually. Okay, I'm just gonna flag him. I don't care what people say, I'm just gonna flag him. I have more time, it's my right. I also have a pawn up, but let's be fair, that pawn wasn't really gonna do anything in this game. I'm gonna flag him. I have no excuse, but I'm not a very nice guy. Because I want to win! I want to win. Okay, Kurtz is my next opponent. And I'm on a roll. I have many wins in a row. Many wins in a row. And I'm gonna play this system based on development and hope for the best. Okay, he's officially confusing me, going back and forth. I'm guessing it's some kind of theory, but I don't get it. I don't. I'll take this. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I misplayed it. It happens. I'll go here and then I go knight d4. And you know, I'm a little bit better. I have my pieces in the middle, I think. Okay, that was a mistake. I wasn't supposed to allow that. That was a mistake. Let's try to confuse him. I think I managed. The problem was if I go e5 immediately, then he has d4. So by playing bishop a6 first, I managed to stop that idea. So I think I was pretty clever there. And now I have a good position. Yeah. I think that was clever of me, if I may say so myself. Okay, maybe I mistimed this a4 move. Yeah, probably. But b3 was nice for me. I wanted to do that anyhow. And now I should put something... I'll play this. Then this. At some point I'm going to take on e4 and say that I have a majority on the other side. Okay, this is not optimal. He gets bishop b4. I don't see how to stop it. Maybe I can take on e4 now and go c4. I'm going to do that. And then come with the rook. Now probably first I'll need to go here. He's playing really quickly. I'm gonna go rook here, and then kind of see what happens. Maybe I'll go h4, h5 at some point. Okay, new plan. I'm going with the bishop out on h4. I really want to go into the opposite colored bishop thing. But I'm not sure I can persuade him to take. But now let's just go... Yeah, let's just go bishop here. And then go here. Probably I could have taken on c6 earlier. Now I'm just gonna play. You know what? I'm just gonna play knight b5. I'm just gonna play knight b5. Okay, maybe not now. Okay, I'm just gonna take it. I need to go a bit quicker because we're both getting pretty low on time. But this is a pawn up with the dominating position, so it should be, I should be fine. Okay, I'm good. General Hammer. 25 minutes left. That was probably some time ago. It's now 23 minutes left. And the score is, I'm in second place. And I'm still being reasonably lucky with pairings. I'm playing a 2000 player. So that's good. Is it the same guy as the last time? I had another guy playing the fantasy against me. Probably not. Okay, this is some kind of gambit version of the fantasy line. But I'm happy to take a central pawn. I think it's going to work out in my favor. So I'm really solid. No weaknesses. So I think I can take material without bad things happening to me. Okay, but now he's just... if you take on d5, you just give up all hope of ever having compensation. Unless, of course, I get overly eager. Yeah, I made some inaccuracy there. Okay, I think this is one of those games where you just gotta play quickly. And you may play a bad move once or twice, but in the end, you're going to prevail anyhow. So let's put the bishop into defense. You know what? I'm just going to give myself an Isolani. It's not the best pawn you've ever seen. I will be the first to admit that. Okay. One thing was having an Isolani, but another thing was just blundering the pawn outright. And I may have done that second thing. And that was not my intention. I was intending to kind of keep that pawn. So this is bad news. This is very bad news. Yeah. This is not good. Yeah, okay. And you make a mistake, your opponent makes a mistake, and in the end, you end up a pawn up anyhow. So, things happen, and probably you can still win in the end. I should be playing quicker. What am I doing? I'm creating some massive counter chances for him. I think I might be tired. I think that's just the honest truth. I think I might be tired. Because this is not really how I play normally. Or so I like to think it, at least. Wow, this is not good. Check. That's a good check. Check. I'll even give another check. And then I'm going to queen on the next move. Good job. Dudidor is asking, are you ever gonna try to get 2700? And I'm gonna try, but it's tough. I'm playing a 1200 rated player. Wow, wow. How should I? I don't even know how 1200 rated players play. How do I win as quickly as possible? Okay, let's just play quick. I think that's the go-to move. Whatever you do, play quickly. Get those. Okay, so now I'm actually worse. If he goes knight c4, I have some weak dark squares, and I'm worse. But I'm kind of thinking that with the rating difference, that I'm a huge favorite to win somehow, and then I should just play quickly and pounce on any mistake. And I think that's what just happened. But how now? What is the strategy of getting him to resign? Okay, I'm gonna construct a mating pattern. I'm gonna go sacrifice my rook on h2. Yeah. And my opponent says, no, I'm not going to allow you to do that today. That's fine. I'll come up with something else. I'll have another idea. So knight c4, I'm going to go b4. Removing the defender. And he went with the other knight. Back rank checkmate? Possibly. I'm gonna check the standings. I'm still in second place, but I have Eric Hansen chasing me. He's four points behind me, so probably he's just a win away from having the same amount of points as me. So if I play Eric Hansen now, as long as I don't lose, it's a big score for me. So a draw would be excellent, because then he also gets his winning streak ruined. But on the other hand, I mean, I get the feeling that I have been so lucky this tournament, because every time I played a Grandmaster, I played, interesting chess, but I lost the game. And I've been beating up on these slightly weaker players. And it just feels to me that probably Eric has had a so much tougher run of games to get the number of points he has. Okay, so I get the win. I'm now 8 points ahead of Eric. And Eric is definitely I think he's the only one within range. So if I can just keep on winning my games quickly, I think I might win this tournament. And then I'm going to say that was my strategy all along. Just to play quick games. Okay, so there's a double stone wall. This is the double stone wall formation. Both players going for the stone wall. He's doing it because it's kind of his system. And I'm doing it because I have a tendency of getting checkmated when people play the stone wall and just raise all their pieces into the attack against my king. So I went for the double stone wall system in order to counter that. Now there's already big questions what I should do with the pawn structure. Should I go? Wow, that's a big decision. Takes. Maybe it's very clever. I don't know. Because now I would really like my bishop to be on c8, exploiting these light squares here. But the way he played it, I don't really have that option. Interesting. I think probably I'll try to take this knight on e5. At some point I'm gonna exchange my bishop, go into the opposite colored bishop endgame, and say that his bishop is just restricted by his own pawns, whereas mine is not. So even though it's opposite colored bishops, that might be very favorable for me. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that now, I think. Have the option of taking the knight whenever I please. Okay, that's an interesting move. I can go here. Brilliant. I was gonna go with the bishop to d7, but sometimes when you just pick up the pieces, you realize that you have a stronger idea. This was one of those times. So bishop h5 is removing the defender of the knight on c4, and so I managed to exchange off my pretty poor bishop on e8 for his really nice knight. Let's try disrupting him a little bit with a queen to e2. Now I have the option of winning a pawn here, and I'm gonna use that opportunity. I'm gonna take this pawn, and then he can take one of my pawns. He doesn't want to. I think he should have, but yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. It's a strange position. I'm gonna go with my king to f5, my rook to b8. No, I should play a5. I need to play a5 before he goes a4. This is a very strange pawn structure. I'm gonna take it. And then I'll go here and here. And now my king is just going to do the triumphant run into the white position. Okay, that was a very good move by him. Bishop e1. That was good. That was actually very good. That was very good of him. That was very good. I actually managed to become worse. I'm worse. I'm actually losing this game. Wow. How is that even possible? Wow. I just have to flag him. I have no choice. Wow. That was a strange game. what ends well, something other good, right? Okay, so I won that one on time. It was a fiercely competitive game. I wanted to get a quick win. I had no chance of achieving that. Instead, it was a hard-fought game in which I managed in the end to win, but it was very close the whole time. I never remembered this line. I'm not sure I played that line correctly, but I think we're approaching the moment where kind of black managed to do what he wanted to do and has a good position. Is that not a free piece? Bishop c5. Okay, that was a free piece. And I got a quick win. That is the brilliant part of this tournament format. That those quick wins are so valuable. And I'm actually in first place now. First place. And I'm playing the Dutch streamer Bigfoot. So he's also streaming. And we got a line which I don't know at all. But I'm gonna freestyle it, pretend to understand what's going on here. I'm trying to exploit this diagonal, and then I'm gonna push my pawn to kind of increase the pressure. Could work. Could work. I got my opponent thinking. That's always the first kind of victory. That an opponent blitzing really quickly. When he starts thinking, you have a moral victory of sorts. And I'm getting quotes from the opposing stream. Chigas reports that Bigfoot is pretty sure I'm gonna lose this one. I'm not so sure. I think it's a very unclear position. Very unclear position. Probably I am worse. Probably I'm worse. Probably I'm much worse. Yeah, something went wrong. And I really want to play a5, but he has time to go knight a5. And if he does, I'm just going to have to play quickly and hope for the best. Because then my position is actually poor. Okay, e5 I think was a mistake. Because now I get the chance to play a5, threatening a6. Probably he needs to go a6. But then I stopped the whole knight a5 idea, which was really troublesome. So now I can do something else. Maybe I can just take it. Take it, go bishop g5 and just get the pieces out there. So still he has some issues with developing because, well, basically the whole strategy of my opening was having this bishop attack towards b7. And he had an opportunity to deal with it with knight a5, but not having taken that chance, now he He's having some trouble developing his bishop. But I'm not gonna rush it, I think. Takes. No, I'm just gonna play calm. Getting the knight, attacking this. The pawn isn't going anywhere. So if I can get it under better circumstances, I'm all for that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of my position, actually. Still. Yeah, I'm still pretty unhappy. Well, he has to go f3 now. Maybe it just loses an exchange for him. Yeah, because now I'm back in it. That was a big blunder. So I got to the b7 pawn, and immediately, just once the b7 pawn fell, then white is just instantly winning. And there's just 1 minute left of the tournament. There's 1 minute left of the tournament, and Eric Hansen has more points than me. Eric Hansen has gone ahead of me. Wow, what a finish. We are on the same amount of points. And wow, what a finish. We're on the same amount of points. So I actually need to be quick here about winning this game in order to win the tournament. Okay, I cannot see. Now I see some danger. Okay, so I avoided the checkmate in one move, and now with this win, I moved 4 points ahead of Eric. But Eric is probably playing a game right now. So you know what? I'm gonna stop playing another game. Okay, no chance. So there's 20 more seconds. I need a win in 20 seconds. How do you win a chess game in 20 seconds? I'm not sure. Probably you'll have to be very aggressive. This is potentially the one way of winning in 20 seconds. I'm going to sacrifice my bishop on g4 and then give checkmate on h2. I was so close to winning that. I had sacrificed a piece, but it's okay because Eric did not manage to win his game in time. I am the top placed titled player. Congratulations to Pro of the World, 1200 rated player, finished on the same amount of points as me. Wow, that was some finish. That was some finish. Eric is done. Congratulations, everybody's saying in the chat. Thank you very much. That was, I think, massively undeserved. I have no other word for it. Against the two grandmasters I played, I lost. And I ended up playing weaker opponents than what I think is normal. But I'll take it. This is the format. I managed to win. I managed to win quickly. We can see that by the fact that I have one more completed game than what Eric has. So yeah. That is great. This was a big success then. Let's see. Any questions on the chat? No, it's a massive spam. Well, I don't know if you can call it spam when people are congratulating, but it's filled up with congratulations, exciting finish. And then some question, how does a 1200 player win this? And that's why the next edition, it's a weekly tournament held every Wednesday at noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Oslo time. So it's going to be, I'm going to be playing every week for the foreseeable future. I checked my calendar. My Wednesdays are available. So I'll be streaming and playing. Make sure to check in. But also you can participate and maybe like this guy, pro of the world, you can take the glory as the winner. So the reason he's doing so well is that the pairing takes into consideration ratings. So if you have an available player at about the same rating as you, then you have a reasonable likelihood of being paired against him immediately. But regardless, I mean, the thing is that no matter what, you still play somebody who's your strength, right? So scoring 83 points is still a major achievement. For people like myself and Eric, it's kind of not as big a deal because very often we're playing much weaker players. But when you're a 1200 player, even if you play other 1200 players for the entire tournament, it's really an achievement making so many wins. Legendary Oloth is saying you should stream more. And then I seriously recommend that you check out my event schedule because I have 35 hours of streaming coming your way in January. So I'm really stepping up my streaming game. A lot of encouragement from Danny from the chess.com team. And I'm gonna be streaming a lot. Some in Norwegian, so you might want to learn a new language, but also quite a bit in English. And these King's Arena streams I'm gonna do in English. So at the very least, come back next week. How do you find the event schedule? I'm going to type that into the chat. I think this is the correct link. So it's supposed to be twitch/GMJLH, my username, /events. Livetera asks in Norwegian, are you commenting anything during Tata Steel? And that is also important because I am. And it's big news for the Norwegian chess crowd. I'll be doing commentary on the Norwegian TV2 sports channel. So I'll have a really busy January. There's going to be 13 days of commentary for the 13 rounds of Tata Steel. We'll follow Magnus Carlsen, the newly crowned World Blitz champion after a big comeback. But we'll also take a look at the World Junior champion Ariantari, who's playing in the B group. And Hans Olav Lahlum will be my co-commentator. Isolda asks, Hammer, do you play chess full time? The answer to that is yes. I'm actually approaching my 5-year anniversary. In March, I will have done chess full time for 5 years. 5 years. And I think much of that credit has to go to this Norwegian thing we have, where some genius decided that we can make good television out of chess. And as such, part of my being a chess player full time has been doing televised commentary for national channels. Yeah, is there any questions I missed which I should address? before the Hawks. I'm just gonna take this question from Hawks before we finish up. How is the matching working? So I'm assuming you mean how does the system pick your next opponent? And I believe it's a combination of who has the most points in the tournament and who is the closest to you in ratings. But it's also about people having games all the time. So that's kind of the charm of this system, is that you never have to wait more than 10 seconds for a new game. And as such, there are often times when there are no people kind of at your level in those 10, 20 seconds you have to wait. And that's why the pairing system can be a bit, you can be lucky and you can be unlucky. But I think over time, that kind of luck will adjust itself. So you can be lucky one week and then maybe unlucky the next week. Livatera asks, did you win any Title Tuesdays yet? And I'm gonna be streaming the next Title Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of February, but I have never won a Title Tuesday. It's very difficult. I mean, it's such a strong tournament, and you can see what happened here. Whenever I was playing somebody pretty good, I got into trouble. So Blitz is really not my strongest area, but I'll give it a try in the title Tuesday next month. Numeroid is asking if it's possible to watch TV2 in the US. I'm not sure I should be saying this out loud, but you can subscribe to the TV2 Sumo, which is the kind of where you can watch the shows online, but you will not be able to watch it on an American IP address. So you also have to do some trickery to get a Norwegian IP, which is possible, of course, but maybe not the thing we generally talk about out loud. Hawks is asking, what's the next ordinary tournament you're playing? And I'm playing in Kragerø in February. So my next tournament is in 6 weeks, which means that there's going to be plenty of time for streaming until I'm back streaming. Okay, this is actually a good question from Ask the Dust. Were you winning in the last game? Can you show us your mate? And to be honest with you, I was not winning. Probably in this position, I'm losing. But the thing is that it's a tricky position. And if you say some normal move, like knight to c3, then I can go knight takes d4. With the point being that I'm eliminating the defensive knight on f3, and if it takes on d4, then I have queen h2 mate. So basically this position was me thinking that the only way to make something of this game is giving checkmate in 20 seconds before the time runs out. So I just went for it, but in reality a move like bishop f4 is a good defensive move, taking control over this h2 square, in which case I think I'm probably closer to losing than winning. But this is also a tricky position. I mean, I can play something like e5 to try and attack this bishop. It's not like, I think with best play it's winning for white, but for blitz chess it's very tricky. And another good question from this time from our Swedish friend, the Raspberry Soda. He asks when, or she asks, when is your next stream? And that should be a part of any good stream, informing people when the next one is. And my next English speaking stream will be in 1 week in this very same tournament, playing the Arena Kings, the second edition. But before that time, I'm having streams in Norwegian. So my next stream is tomorrow at 5 p.m. And I'm doing tactics. I'm doing tactics in Norwegian. But on the other hand, chess tactics is pretty universal. So I'm guessing that even if you're an English speaking viewer, you can probably learn something from checking out solving tactics with me. So my next stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Oslo time, and I'm gonna be doing tactics. So unless there are any more questions, I think that's it. Let's do a little screenshot. I'll do screen capture, try to get the essence of the standings. So this is the standings. We have Pro of the World, the winner with 83 points. I managed just in time to get the same amount. Eric Hansen, 4 points behind me. And we have Ostrovsky, well behind there. So I guess for those watching, it was a fight between Eric and myself, and somehow I managed to win that fight, even though I lost our individual game. Yes, unfortunately, Potok, the stream is over, but come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a good evening. Cheers.